Hello, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this presentation. We're Team 5 of the Techniques of Group Discussion class. My name is Macy Westrick.
I am Jordan Jennings.
I'm Mackenzie Miller.
I'm Jacob Warner.
And today we'll be addressing the effects of social media on today's youth. We will be exploring the issue more in depth, as well as providing a possible solution to this problem. But to get us started, I would like to hand it off to Mackenzie to introduce the problem.
So as we've stated, we are addressing the effect that social media has on mental health. So we have seen many studies that show that there's a direct link between time spent online and mental health issues in users. Many studies have also found that social media can lead to depression, anxiety, self-harm, loneliness, suicidal thoughts, and it also stunts physical fitness and social development. On mostly every app on the internet, restrictions are not being set. With cell phone use and computer access, any user is exposed to anything that they want to be exposed to on the internet. One of the main problems that we have that we are going to try to fix is that there is no education being taught to the youth about these negative side effects. So now I'm going to pass it on to Jordan to address that a little bit further.
In a 2019 study done by the Mayo Clinic with more than 6,500 kids aged 12 to 15, it was found that those that spent more than 3 hours a day using social media might be at a heightened risk for mental health problems. Going off of that, teenagers that are on social media spend so much time evaluating the lives of their peers and how their peers look, which leads to constant comparison and can lead to lower self-esteem. In a recent report about the effect of social media on teens, 43% of teens said that they felt the pressure to post content that only made them look good. The more that technology continues to grow, the more access the youth will have to it, and the more social media will continue to grow with all of that. The high amount of social media use is only growing. 6 to 9 years ago, when social media was first being used, many of the youth did not have access to it. Now I'm going to pass it off to Macy, and she is going to talk about our solution.
Thanks, Jordan. So now we move on to our team's proposed solution. Our team believes that the best course of action is to have middle and high school teachers raise awareness about the positive and negative effects that social media can have on a student's mental health. Teachers could implement coursework into their curriculum that teaches students how to safely navigate social media, how to self-regulate the amount of time that they spend on the sites, and the potentially damaging effects that social media can have on mental and physical health. So as I mentioned previously, we believe that this coursework could easily be implemented into middle and high school health class curriculum. Now, I'm sure at this time you're wondering what the implementation process might look like for a project like this. Well, to start off, we would first educate school board members about the potential benefits of this coursework, as well as the growing necessity for this type of education. After that, we get approval from the school board to have this education integrated into middle and high school students' curriculum. Then the school's health teachers create a lesson plan to cover this material over the course of a chapter. After that, these teachers review the lesson plans and taught material every 3 to 5 years to ensure that the material is still relevant and up to date. Lastly, we repeat this process with other school districts. Now I'd like to hand it off to Jake to further discuss why we believe our solution will work.
Thank you, Macy. So, based on the solutions that we found and based on the research that we did, we found that these solutions they could help the screen time stay low, just stay low once they get the notification that they've been scrolling too long or whatever. So it helps them stay away from social media, which just the negative effects of it. Um, and we also found that it teaches kids just the negative effects it has like on their mental health from social media. But there also is positive effects, but it's important that kids know that the negative effects of social media. Also, for these solutions to work, we found that they have to stay relevant for a long time. One of our solutions was to implement it into the coursework in high schools and different schools all over, and I think that would be the biggest That'll be the biggest solution to keeping it relevant for a long time. And lastly, we found that all of our solutions, they wouldn't be too costly. Um, they could definitely be implemented and used without a big expense. And we found that even though it'd be a low cost, it could still be really effective in high schools. So now I'm going to pass it off to Mackenzie for the conclusion.
Thank you, Jake. So, in conclusion, with all of the research we've done, we have decided that the implementation of awareness to social media and the effects of mental health being brought into the classroom is the best and most effective and least costly way that we can go about this. So I hope that you guys learned a little bit from our presentation today, and thank you guys for listening.